it's awesome.
Alright guys, we are back with the Coyote-Swapped ZR1. For those of you that didn't know, I have a 2009 ZR1 with a Coyote motor in it. People thought it was just a cover, some people thought it was AI. No, it's really a Coyote-Swapped ZR1. I mean, you know, it's just an engine cover that I have to trim better. I have another engine cover, but I just want to see how it fit. Everything's going well. So today I'm gonna start installing the accessories in the front. Things like alternator, things like the water pump pulley, all those little things. And the starter, because I want to be able to have as much as possible installed already on this car before Ryan starts putting turbo stuff in it. So that's the goal. And as always, I hit up Jake, Power by the Hour, and he's like, everything you'll need is more than likely in the box. If it's not in the box, then I'll get you whatever else you need. But starter, alternator, things like that, and my drive kit should be in the box. So let's open it up. Ready? Let's see what's in here. Take it all out one part at a time, just so you know what. You know what? Let's do it live. We'll do it live. I like it. Okay. I was gonna say, the editing is cool, but at the same time, it's not cool. So this starter is on 3 of my vehicles. It's on the blue GT500. Actually, blue GT500, it's on Donnie, which is right over there. Donnie is literally being driven every day. Love the car. The Corvette, so it's the Corvette. Okay, 3 of the cars. GT500, Corvette, and Donnie. So this is a starter that you are able to clock the body. I'll show you the starter in a little bit, but let's keep seeing what else is in here. Oh, look at it, it says Alex Flores. My goodness. What do we got here? Sanden. Oh, guys, this is this is an air conditioning compressor. That's gonna be cool. So I'll show you that. Very nice, very nice. All product instructions are available online. Scan the QR code for instructions. Holy crap. Cool. So I don't have to worry about a book or whatever, just scan that and it'll lead me to the instructions. Power steering? Power steering? Nope, sorry. NA air conditioning bracket looks like. And I know exactly what this is. This is your Boss style or Boss alternator with a Boss belt and I think the tensioner, because I bought 3 of these in the last year. And I got a nice little box because I will be shipping stuff, so might as well save that little guy. Okay, so what do we got here? Driver's side rib pulley, 2 belts. So I would say it's AC and the accessories, because that's the only 2 belts that I'll need. AC compressor brackets, Coyote, very nice. Alternator relocation kit, you can tell by looking at it. And belt tensioner, passenger side Coyote. This is starter. See if they changed it at all. Nope, same body. So basically this is what it looks like. So for instance, you know on Coyotes that top bolt is notoriously bad to get at, right? And this body is kind of in the way, but what you can do is you can loosen these 3 Allen bolts, clock it, slide the bolt in, clock it back, and put it in, and you're able to, you know, maybe put this part of the starter somewhere more favorable based on the clocking of the face. So this is one of those nice kind of universal mini starters that you're able to clock in a couple different ways so that this can be somewhere, let's just say, out of the way. Pretty crazy idea. The starter mount is down there. That little gold area is the plate for the transmission, but and the motor. But right here somewhere, you can see right there, the starter mount's there. And I was like, I wonder if I can get the starter through this gaping hole here, and I might be able to, so I'm gonna try that. Well, that idea was vetoed by the car because I just didn't want to set up the ramps. So old school, get under it, get it done. All right, starter is in. As you can see it down there, there it is. Starter is installed, so that's good. Good for mocking up. Now I might work on the Sanden air compressor, but let me see what it all looks like. Oh, that's pretty. It's little. Interesting. Well, it's going to be for mock-up purposes, so you might as well get everything in there. And once it's all in there, he can work with the turbo kit. Then I'm going to have to blow it all apart and get lines, all that stuff. So Now I need the brackets for this, and then we'll see how it all mounts after I scan the QR code. So after scanning the QR code, I found the INS-PBH-201 with the Sanden AC compressor. And number one right here, it says to cut off this tab right here, and it should look like so. Is that it? Oh, look, it's already yes, sir. It's already pre-cut. Thank you, Jacob. Then the second part of the instructions say place the lower bracket swap -2004 up to the engine block over the two factory compressor mounting holes. The thicker end of the bracket faces the front of the engine. Use 2 of the M8 flathead bolts HDW 1062 bolts to fasten the lower bracket to the block as so. According to the photo, these guys go in there somehow, so I'll show you the finished result. Stick the phone in there. See? So that bracket had to go in there like that. So a little bit of a pain, but because the subframe is in the way, that made it a little harder. So let's see if the compressor is going to be a pain to put in there also. Okay, so that spacer that I just mounted seems to be in this void here. So just kind of taking a visual reference before I get under the car and try to manhandle it in place. Then it says to position the AC compressor with the fittings facing upward and place over the lower bracket. The thick end of the bracket will fit between the lower and the rear ears of the compressor. Insert the M8 95mm hex bolts through the rear of the compressor and fasten to the front of the compressor. So basically look at the photos and do what the photos say. Once that was done, you remove the 2 timing cover bolts illustrated below. With the OE timing cover bolt removed, apply the PBH upper compressor bracket swap 2003 and fasten to the timing cover with 2 M8 55mm flange bolts HDW 1031 provided in the kit, and that is the triangular shaped bracket you see right here. There we go, much better. So yep, just a simple install that bracket. Luckily this had the clearance area already for the cover, for the timing cover. So just follow the instructions, put these guys in. It even tells you where to put it. I'll put up a little note on the little screen grab and show you what's going on. Can't be a 12, it's probably standard. No, I'm a son of a bitch, it's a 12. Cool, so bracket goes on after clearance in that little area that I didn't have to. Through bolt goes on the bracket that goes in that area. Bolts on the standoffs are the smaller ones. The bolt that goes through the compressor is the bigger one. And there I have a installed Sanden air compressor on a Coyote-Swapped Corvette. Now on to the alternator, I think. It's going to go here somewhere, I'm pretty sure. I'll double check the instructions. I'll check the PDF after I scan the code. I'll show you some screen grabs of what I have to deal with. I don't have the water pump pulley, so if I have to complete that to get that going, I will, but I'll at least get the bracket and alternator on there, and it should be somewhere around here. So according to the instructions, there's 1 3.8 standoff and 2 3.4s. So the 2 3.4s go furthest to the passenger side, and the 3.8 looks like it goes closer to the water pump, so I'm going to go ahead and get those on. This was a modified chain cover, so understand that there is some clearance that you're going to have to do in order to make this stuff fit. So this was already pre-done by Power by the Hour, so there's a step that I'm not showing here. The step that I did not show is this part right here where it says remove standoffs illustrated below. This is best done with a sawzall or a cutoff wheel. Cut them off within 1/8 of an inch of the timing cover. So these 2 things right here highlighted have to be ground down. Luckily, it was already done for me by Power by the Hour. Now I'm going to pre-assemble this bracket onto this as per the instructions. This is actually extremely pretty. For those of you that don't appreciate the work that goes into making a product like this, there you go. All right, I mean, I'm actually happily surprised that the alternator relocation bracket, the AC relocation bracket, and the starter are all fitting. All installed, you can tell, are all installed in the car. So no major surprises, just a little bit of work figuring out what all needed to be done. That's how it's supposed to go. Okay, back to the editing. Figure out after the fact, but the ABS is installed. The steering rack goes through where the old alternator location for the Coyote would be. Steering column. The relocation bracket from PBH works nicely. AC stuff works nicely. I'm actually doing pretty good. So looks like everything is doing great. I'll just get a water pump pulley pretty soon. Get everything routed. This is gonna go up to Lund Racing in a couple of days, so they don't need all the belt and everything routed, but everything else that I needed to do in terms of brackets and stuff is already located. So that'll be it for today's video, just giving you a heads up as to what's going on. The next thing you'll see is this thing at Lund Racing, hopefully up on a lift. We'll get under it, see what the guys think, and go from there. There you go, a lot of work, sweating my butt off in the garage. So alternator bracket worked, AC bracket worked, Sanden air compressor worked, nothing crazy, didn't have to break anything. So that's good that PBH's parts fit on this particular car if you do swap a Coyote in it. So that's interesting that he doesn't have to make another part number if somebody was to take up this swap. If anything, we'll probably look at making a bell housing, motor mounts. That's kind of it. That's all you kind of need. Everything else seems to be honky-dory. So the next time you'll see this Corvette, it'll be up at Lund Racing. I want to get it up on a rack and see what Ryan from Low Profile Fabrications thinks what the game plan is, and I'll video the game plan. I'll get a microphone on him and be like, all right, let's take a look at it. What are your initial thoughts? And if he starts going, you know, we'll get it live, and we'll see if we can get a game plan going live on video so that we can figure out where to go with the twin turbo or big single. I want a twin on this car to see what's in terms of real estate, what we have for real estate to work with. All right, guys, thanks for listening. Just a quick little put together video. Jake helped me out with some of the parts. Obviously, he's gonna want to see if his Coyote-Swapped stuff fits on another platform. So that's pretty interesting that the current stuff that he has does work. If anything, we'll need a bell housing and motor mounts if you want to make some kind of kit. But for now, we're not worried about that. We just want to get this vetted, going, and the next time you'll see it, it'll be at Lund Racing, and we'll hang out at Lund Racing for about a week. Thanks for listening, guys. Talk to you later.